A very good day to everyone present here and welcome to Olympic Tracker, a weekly segment about the recent happenings at the Olympic Games. So let's get started with a brief history about them. The ancient games were staged in Olympia, Greece from 776 BC through 393 AD and were primarily a part of a religious festival in honor of Zeus, the father of the Greek gods and goddesses. The festival and the games were held in Olympia. The sanctuary was named in antiquity after Mount Olympus, the highest mountain in mainland Greece. In Greek mythology, Mount Olympus was the home of the greatest of the Greek gods and goddesses. Now we have Vanshika Mahajan with us from 12th E, who is going to tell us a little bit more about the history of the games.
Good day, everyone. The first written records of the ancient Olympic Games date back to 776 BC, when a cook named Coroebus won the only event, which was a 192-meter long foot race, to become the first Olympic champion. Although it is generally believed that the Games had been going on for many years by that time, and back then, Olympics had become the most famous of all Greek sporting festivals. Even the ancient Olympics were held every 4 years. After a 1500-year absence of the ancient Olympic Games, the event was resumed in the late 19th century when the first modern Olympics were held in Athens, Greece in 1896. The Olympics rather took off as an international sporting event after 1924 when the Games were held in Paris. Some 3,000 athletes with more than 100 women among them from 44 nations competed that year. And for the first time, the Games featured a closing ceremony. The previous Olympics were held in Rio de Janeiro, city in Brazil in 20. And as Coubertin, the father of Olympics, rightly said, that Olympic Games are the elevation of the mind and soul, overcoming differences between nationalities and cultures, embracing friendship, a sense of solidarity and fair play, ultimately leading to the contribution towards world peace and the betterment of the world. This philosophy has been passed down unchanged to this day. Thank you. Over to you, Nena.
Thank you so much, Vanshika. The history of the Games is so very interesting. This year is quite historic as well. The 2020 Games are the second of 3 consecutive Olympics to be held in East Asia. Following the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea and preceding the 2020 Winter Olympics in China. Now we have Raj Nandini here with us from 12th A, who's going to tell us a little bit more about why this year is so special and why we could not have the Olympics previous year.
This year and the past year has indeed been a very different year. So, Tokyo Olympics 2020 were postponed last year due to coronavirus pandemic. Japan, considering the situation back then, postponed the event by a year to ensure athletes from all over the world can compete in best of their conditions and to ensure utmost safety of the spectators as well. This is the first major disruption to Olympic Games since World War II, when 1944 Summer Olympics were cancelled, along with 1940 Summer Olympics, which were also to be held in Tokyo.
This year is very interesting because Tokyo is the first Asian city to have organized the Summer Olympics twice.
Yeah, along with that, it is also the first time Olympics are being postponed rather than being cancelled. The Tokyo Olympics started on 23rd of July 2021 with the opening ceremony held in Japan National Stadium in Tokyo. It included the traditional parade of nations, Emperor Naruhito formally opened the games, and at the end of the torch relay, the Olympic cauldron was lit by Japanese tennis player Naomi Osaka. This Olympic game is not only special for being delayed for the first time ever, but there are 6 new sport events added to the mix, which includes baseball, softball, sport climbing, karate, skateboarding, and surfing. This is the most number of games being added to the mix since 1920, when 11 new sports were introduced. Over to you, Naina.
Thank you so much, Raj Nandini. This year is so special for the Olympics. Also because the women are doing so well, breaking every barrier as it comes. We have Ridhima Gupta with us from 12th A, who will talk a little bit about the role of women at these Olympics.
Thank you, Naina. So, as Naina said, India very perfectly kick-started its day one at the Olympics with Mirabai Chanu bagging a silver medal for our country in 49 kg category. And that's a very huge thing for our country, especially for all women athletes who have participated this year in the Olympics from our country. And in fact, it is very interesting to know that this year India has sent its largest female contingent at the Olympics with 56 female athletes. Although this number is still less than the male athletes from our country, they are 71, but it still shows that India is becoming more gender diverse day by day in the field of sports. In fact, the International Olympic Committee added 18 new events to the Tokyo Games to push towards gender equity. And I think that's really wonderful, isn't it, Naina?
Yes, Ridhima, it truly is, with Mary Kom leading our contingent to Mirabai Chanu winning, it's really looking good for us gender-wise. Now, I really wanted you to shed some light upon the status of our Indian athletes. We've had 1 medal. I'm sure there are more to come. Could you give us a little update on that?
Sure. So, starting off with our men's hockey team, they made a strong comeback on the 4th day of the Olympics by beating Spain by 3-0. However, on the 5th day, that was on Wednesday, unfortunately, the Indian women's hockey team lost against Great Britain, and this was their 3rd straight defeat in the tournament. And I really hope that they can win their other 2 matches against Ireland and Australia so that they can at least qualify for the knockouts. And how can I forget our badminton ace PV Sindhu? She also progressed to the quarterfinals after defeating a rival from Denmark. And she had also won a medal for India at 2016 Rio Olympics. And I think we all should pray that this year as well, she wins a medal for India. Then we have our legend Mary Kom, who also entered the pre-quarterfinals, defeating a rival who is her junior by 15 years. But unfortunately, she was eliminated in the round 16 on day 6. And sadly, this is going to be her last year at the Olympics. There has been another good news for India. Boxer Pooja Rani, she advanced to the quarterfinals and is just 1 step away from winning a medal for India. And I'm sure everyone is looking forward to that golden moment. That's the progress so far.
Thank you so much, Ridhima. I'm sure there are many more medals to come. Either way, our athletes are making us very proud. The recent talk has been about Simone Biles, who recently backed out of the competition due to mental health reasons, and similar to what Naomi Osaka did at the Wimbledon. Vanshika, would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Simone Biles is without question one of the greatest gymnasts in the history of the sport, and I believe that her taking a break for Olympics for the betterment of her mental health is revolutionary. Biles mentioned how the pressure to perform well was taking a toll on her mental health. Her withdrawing her name from Tokyo Olympics is a powerful move and 1 step ahead to breaking the stigma on mental health. That's all I have to say.
Yes, I really agree with you. These athletes are doing us so proud, and they really need to take care of their mental health and physical health. It's really important. So thank you so much for joining me and joining us for this Olympic Track Tour segment. We'll be back next week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you. We hope we have a great day. Thank you so much.